And we're back.
It's Mr. Biggles.
So Mark,
Mm-hmm.
while while the two of them are having their slight little standoff, I pick up the nearest thing and smash it. Just the nearest thing to me.
Okay.
My water clock that no.
Hamish smashes something.
I scream and fall to the ground crying.
Listen here, gents. If we're gonna start turning on each other, let's just do the fucking thing now.
Okay.
Or are we all
What?
fucking get along?
As all of our bakers scramble for cover.
I just wanted to
What?
make scones.
Why are you turning on me?
I glare at the two of you.
Why are you turning on me?
Pointing guns at each other. Let's not
Wasn't.
be
I
about
was showing
that.
him the gun.
Mm-hmm. That's not how that came off.
You're upset with me about what?
I saw you fingering your pistols.
Did you also see the Tesla gun pointed at my face?
I did, which is why I'm
No
talking
such thing
to
as a
all
Tesla
of
gun.
us.
Or
It's
whatever
an
it's called.
Edlin gun.
The Edlin gun. You see
Oh,
that
wait.
wackadoo, that whack job, like lightning gun pointing at my face?
I sure did. So let's just get this out in the
I
open.
look back at Stasia. See, this is what I have to deal with. No, dear, it's not like that.
Right.
I'm drunk enough that I probably hear her talking back.
She's saying something totally different.
Exactly, and I'm freaking out.
Look, we have bigger enemies right now.
Agreed.
Do ya?
We need to address the big red sashes.
The big red sashes.
The big red sashes.
Do
They're
we,
so
have a,
sugary.
do we have a point
what's the big
about
red slogan?
disrupting their demonic connections?
Do you have a what?
I'd really rather not get ambushed by ghosts or demons and the like, as we were at the party.
Yeah, I'm not down with that. Y'all got ambushed by ghosts and demons?
I'm fairly well equipped to handle that.
I don't
but
think I was there
yes.
for that.
Yeah, you missed the ghosts.
Yeah, you did miss the ghosts.
And
Damn.
and the explosions.
Yep. It's a pretty good party, all things told.
I missed all the good stuff.
I am not. So,
I still feel like this is I don't know. If we go take care of this, the red sashes have time to recover.
And if they throw demonic energies at us through a big ritual,
We don't know
What
how
does
long
it
it's going to
matter?
take.
well, I would say you're right, Bond, except for the police are about to go round a bunch of them up, which could give us a few days to get this done.
Potentially.
Yeah, that's a point.
You know,
That's the only reason I'm suggesting it. If the police weren't throwing a bunch of them in the clink, then yeah, we would need to deal with that. But it does feel like this demonic thing could be more immediate. And we can kill several birds with one stone here.
so are the Bluecoats like their own gang that is just in charge of law enforcement?
Yeah, pretty much.
They're the
Roughly
police.
how many
but
are
they're
there?
considered a gang.
They're tier 3, so I think that's 200 to 300. I think is that right?
I honestly don't remember.
That seems high. Maybe I'm not thinking.
I don't know. Going tier 1 to tier 2 is a pretty good jump.
I
So-
mean, they're big jumps. Okay, let's see here. Tier. Actually, they're tier 4, aren't they?
I think there's only 3.
No, I think they're 4.
Are they?
I've got it. I actually went and modified
the
all of that.
Maybe it's the gray coats who are 3.
Who are the Greycoats?
They're
The
like a
gray
faction.
coats are
Linux.
2.
They're like a faction in the blue coats.
The blue.
Why can't I find them on the sheet?
I don't know.
Oh, there they are. They're tier 3.
But yeah, I thought,
The book says tier 3 is 20 people, but that's gang scale by tier. It's not necessarily.
I could have sworn we found one that said that like rank 2 was more than that. But
Well, tier 1 is 3 to 6 people. Tier 2 is 12, so it
Okay.
doubles.
so there's
and it
20
look-
cops in the city.
There's more than that. That's what I'm saying. I think this
Yeah.
is for gang scale more than
Okay.
like overall scale, but you know. Yeah, that can't be right because they actually send more people than that after you if you get high enough wanted levels. So
More than their entire organization.
Well, think
Right.
about this: 6 towers is considered citizenry of 3.
uh-huh. Yeah. Tier is
I think it's more about their organization and, you know,
Oh yeah.
ability to organize.
Come to Hamish and just you realize our only information on this is from a severed head.
No, LaRose.
Did
Just
mention
say-
nothing about demonic rituals.
No, he did. That's his job. He wants us to go disrupt. The
No, he
gas-
wanted us to disrupt the magic item trade essentially.
Right, but I also know that what is her name? The diplomat
Ilstera?
Melstera is part of the cult that Madame Teslin helps run, and they're the ones who have the magic items. So I'm just putting some things together. Also, there are ghosts. Now, I don't understand why Edmund's being so weird about the talking head, or the head isn't actually talking, but I'm fine.
I heard it.
I'm fine with either way we go. I'm just saying, let's not totally.
You heard it?
I heard it. It was telling really terrible knock-knock jokes, but I heard it.
Well, half the
Okay.
gang's insane.
How much money do I have? No.
Can I get out
Right.
and retire?
No, I look at you, Vaughn. I mean, somebody's already conjuring up ghosts to attack us. That's my other thing here.
Well, that happened once, but she's dead. And in that jar.
But they were all working together.
The two.
So
I mean, it's possible. We
I'm
owe her
saying-
anyway.
if we were going to investigate this with the blue coats rounding up Red Sashes, now would be the time to do it.
You're willing to cut off your contact?
Oh yeah, it's fine. The Libertines are, they're meeting my needs.
All right.
Now, I would prefer us not to get caught.
I think that's always the preference.
But just getting these items may end up disrupting whatever they're doing. So,
Where
Do
are
you know-
these items?
Do you know where this is going down?
in Madame Tesla's, she runs the rituals at her brothel.
Are you guys still like in good talking order?
Oh yeah, absolutely. She even told me that if those kind of rituals needed another participant, that she'd give me a call.
Maybe I can shoot one of their usual participants.
What does tantric mean? I don't know, but
It means to curl up with a pillow.
oh, okay.
Yeah.
Pillow fetishes. It's pretty mild stuff.
Body pillow. Yeah, that's fine.
It's a cuddle party. You know,
Cuddle
that's all.
party. It's pretty mild.
I won't even pretend to know.
I've seen you cuddle your clocks.
It's not the same.
Oh, I think it is. I think it's exactly the same.
You be quiet. They're not hussies.
They're not for hire. They're
Right.
loyal to me.
Exactly. All right. So, what do you recommend then?
Well, I'm just saying it's something we should consider.
So
Also,
to refresh
if it-
people's memory about that particular job, it was from LaRose, and it was to rob or strong arm the underground magic trade, which was happening. And it was Sister Thorn was selling some magic items to Madame Tesland.
That's somebody else's vice, isn't
Yep.
it? So we're messing
Yes.
with two people's like vice purveyors.
Not my vice purveyor.
Well, not anymore, but
Well, it is mine, but I don't use her that often. But no, I never said I was going to go against her.
Yeah, so that's why I was wanting to remind people of.
Okay, nobody had mentioned that Thorn was someone's purveyor.
No,
but,
they did.
you know,
like we talked about it before, but it's been a long time.
Yeah, I was
since we
going
brought
to say
this up.
that's what it was many sessions ago. So just want to remind people.
well,
And I think it was because she got the items, but my general thought was it wouldn't even deal with Thorn. Thorn
Well,
is
she
just
keeps-
selling items.
If she keeps bringing him into the city, like that's kind of what LaRose was hoping to stop, right?
Well, you're stopping the person that she's selling them to.
Yeah, it was more to stop the person who was selling to. That's how he found out about it, was
Okay.
through Sister Thorn. I mean, not that he talks to her, but
Gotcha.
those connections are the
So
ones.
we don't need to damage her so much,
Not necessarily,
Right.
although it's another inn,
right?
or it could be.
so we have two options. What do people want to do? Do we want to go murder the Red Sashes, which is fine? I mean, we could probably kill off most of the people who don't go to jail and end this war right now.
That's-
But we still have the larger issue of their patron, so to speak, potentially working to tell people how to summon ghosts to kill us and summon demons on us.
There's no so to speak about it. I mean, she is their patron.
Patron, right. I think either way will profit us. It's just a matter of what we think would be the wisest choice.
I'm still sort of inclined to murder the rest of them. Slowly and painfully.
No, he doesn't listen to me that much either. It's fine. I'm used to
And
it.
publicly.
So I'm thinking we should go in as blue coats.
But where would you get blue coats?
Hmm.
I mean, we do need to address the demon thing, obviously, but I'll see why I can't wait until. I mean, if they could do it that quickly, we'd already have demons on our asses.
All right.
That's my vote.
Timothy?
And this way we can take more turf at the same time.
I'm thinking. I'm thinking Elstera is the bigger danger, but I'm not sure how to go about dealing with her.
I said no, no.
We can pit the Lamp Blacks against the Red Sashes, and then have the Blue Coats come in, and that'll be a big three-way cat fight, which should give us plenty of opportunity to cause some mayhem if we go in dressed as Blue Coats.
It could actually be a four-way because the Spirit Wardens are also in Crowsfoot.
Pretty
Oh,
strongly.
yeah.
Pretty strongly now. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
And they don't necessarily care about the gang war, except that the gang war is leaving a lot of dead bodies on the streets. So
Yeah.
Well, that's not a bad idea. So that's your vote, Edlund?
Mine is still to deal with the demonic threat.
I mean, if we did end up going after Elstera, I can't say I'd mind. I remember my last encounter with her. quite well. Wouldn't mind giving a little payback. But I'd rather deal with the Red Sashes first.
I think she is the bigger danger. I'm just not sure how to deal with her.
Well, not that I'm trying to influence you in any way, but one way would be to get rid of her gang.
Right.
I mean, that would at least soften her up.
She'd have no actual foot soldiers at that point, at least.
No mortal ones.
No mortal.
Right, which is I wouldn't call anything else a foot soldier.
All right, but we've got to prioritize the other after we deal with the gang.
Agreed.
Yeah, I don't know if this influences your decision at all, but you're at war with the Red Sashes. You're not at war with Elstera.
Right, war with the Red Sashes is killing our downtime actions and our income.
Yeah,
and our
true.
hold.
But
That's
we
true.
could use the advantage and make her stop the war.
Now, killing the Red Sashes may put you at war with Elstera. No, but
It won't be that blatant, but
that's why I'm making it. That's why I'm thinking, it needs to look like the Lamp Blacks and the Blue Coats did it.
I do like your plan, Timothy.
part of me wants them to
Yes.
know it was
It's sneaky.
wants me to know it was like them to know it was us, but
I don't
Timothy-
care if they know. I just want them dead.
Timothy's plan has one fatal flaw.
Hmm.
The leader of the Lamp Blacks is his mortal enemy.
Yeah, that's why I'm not suggesting we look dress up like Lamp Blacks.
So, how do we convince the Lamp Blacks to do that? They're already at war with the Red Sashes, right?
yep, they already are.
And they're not too happy with you guys either.
But they're not
But
at war with
they're
us.
not at war with us.
They're not at war with you. They're just not too happy.
But we could just sort of drop some information that
We
the
could.
Blue
That they're-
Coats are about to round them up, and that might be a really good time for them to strike.
And that they already had a number of losses recently. That might be a good time.
Yes. All right.
Then we need to get blue coat uniforms if we're gonna do it like that.
Yup.
So, where is that job thing? Good old job thing.
The job thing.
She says, never mind.
Good old job thing. Nothing like job thing.
It's like,
Oh, where'd it go?
never mind.
This book.
So, does anyone want to try my new alchemical I've been
Okay.
working on?
What is it?
I'm calling it chemical lightning. I
I'll
pulled out a
drink it.
huge needle. No, a huge needle with a long needle.
And we'll check it out for sure.
If this works like I think it does, when you plunge this into someone's heart, it will start it back up.
I'll try it.
Okay, I'll tell you no, I haven't actually done the formula yet, so this is the first attempt, so it's not going to work. As I slam it into your heart.
Sweet.
Okay, so are we talking assault, deception, stealth, occult, social, or transport?
It'd be
Think of
kind of a
deception.
mix between deception and assault.
I think our
Because we do
side,
plan to assault them.
But disguised.
but deception, I think, is the main one.
Yeah, I think deception is the main one too.
So that's lure, trick, or manipulate, and the detail that you need for that is the method of deception.
Which
So
we have.
I think
We have.
you've got that. So yeah. So all right, some deception. To any
We're
of
good
your,
at that too, right?
See,
That's
I
what-
actually think,
That's our jam.
I think you're actually better at espionage.
We're
That's
better
what I
at
was-
espionage. That's our
That's
thing.
what I was actually
Okay.
just looking at to see. what-
Espionage is our thing.
Espionage isn't planning and load often.
No, it's not. It's just a type.
But isn't deception part of espionage? See, I don't understand that.
I'll be honest, the hunting grounds are a little confusing to me too, because you also pick a place associated with it, and it's whenever you do that type of job in that place.
Huh.
Well, that
Except
makes
that
sense.
half the playbooks are like really, really broad and they don't actually talk about places. So I'm a little confused by that.
No, I think the place is like if your hunting grounds is like 6 towers or whatever, and you do an espionage in 6 towers, then you get that.
I mean, that's the way I'm interpreting it. I could be wrong.
So would this be considered a clandestine infiltration?
Depends on how you guys want to go about doing it.
I think if the Lamp Blacks know that the information comes from us, then it might buy us back some credit that we lost from taking their clinic.
Potentially. Or they could be like, this information is obviously bunk.
Yeah, or they could say, yeah, well, we can kill 2 birds with 1 stone and get them both.
Right. Well, we're not going to drop anything about us being there. But
Okay.
there's a chance they might discount it if they think it's, we're trying to manipulate them.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So the plan is
To drop the information to the Lamp Blacks, get the Bluecoats to, go in roughly the same time, go in with Bluecoat uniforms, and in the confusion, make sure that we kill the most critical members of the Red Sashes and their gang.
But we really need to come in from a separate vector. Like a completely different vector than the rest of the Bluecoats.
Actually, can I change this? I think between the other gang and the Bluecoats, that will wipe out the Red Sashes. Let's concentrate on getting all their goods.
Yeah.
Well,
I totally agree.
That's what I was talking about. Was this should be a turf take?
Yeah. Let's just concentrate on getting all their goods.
Yeah. Their coin. This is all going to be gathering evidence.
Right.
We're going to have all kinds of little evidence bags.
I touched it all. I rubbed it on myself.
Yep.
okay. So,
So more like taking advantage of the chaos.
so does anybody want to gather information to figure out how exactly to go about doing this? Like which would be the best locations, or do
I
we
would
want
do
to
that.
just go straight to the engagement roll and go in blind?
I
Or-
like gathering information.
Yes.
So,
Okay.
especially like finding locations.
Well, it's very convenient that those do not count as downtime actions. So.
It is. So I will work on that with my, Falcon.
Okay.
I'll assist you.
And you've got extra dice for those too, don't you?
Yeah. Well, I don't have extra dice, but I get greater effect.
I thought it was one of your claims is +1 die gather info for scores on your informants.
Oh yeah, there it is. Nice.
And didn't you have an ability that did something too?
Yeah, my ability gives me great effect.
Oh, when you execute a clandestine infiltration, that's what it was.
Or for the
Nice.
gang, yeah,
Yeah,
which we're not
that's-
doing.
Right, that's what I was, and that's actually on the engagement roll anyway. So I don't know. I mean, going in as blue coats uniforms, that could actually count.
Yeah.
I mean, it sounds like it to me, especially since we're not planning to just come out and bash their heads in.
Right.
What ability is that?
It's on the crew sheet. It's the crew. It's one of the crew abilities.
It's
Second
story.
Second,
Okay.
story, yeah.
Yep.
All I
Okay.
can think of was everyone steals, and I'm like, that's not right.
But that's for engagement rolls, so that wouldn't count right now.
Right.
So yeah, I'll do some information gathering,
Okay.
and it sounds like Hamish is going to assist.
All right. So how are you guys going to go gather information?
All right. Well, I know a lot of the Red Sashes, and I already know where one of their storehouses is. So it should be relatively easy to trail their members,
Okay.
especially from a distance, and especially with the hawk, to find out, what other locations they visit.
Okay.
Be able to scope those out, like see who comes in and out of those buildings.
We can get the time and date of the raid from LaRose.
Right.
Yeah.
And then start dropping, information to Lamp Black. So that's the plan, in theory.
Okay. And Hamish, how are you assisting?
Actually, do you need my assistance for this one? Because I can do one of the other things, I think.
I'm probably fine on my own.
Okay. Okay, go ahead.
Okay. What's the position?
It's gonna be controlled standard.
Okay. It's
Well-
great because of my ability.
Oh, what though? Let's say risky standard because you're going to Crow's Foot, where the gang that you are at war with lives.
And there's spirit wardens everywhere. Okay.
Yeah.
If you want to give me a second, I can use my disguise kit on you.
Sure.
Mhm.
I'm down.
I'll do that. I got to find disguise kit.
Well, what are you gonna disguise him as?
A perfectly normal pedestrian that does not look anything like himself or anybody else that they're at war with.
Okay.
I'm a haberdasher. So controlled great then?
Now it's a risky, great, I guess.
Okay.
It's not.
Let's go back. Risky.
It has energy stuff in it.
It's being
So
slow
you can only have
today.
a little bit of it, and you shouldn't have it before you go to bed. Sorry.
Come on. You can do it.
There might be some.
Should I roll for my hawk as
A
well?
little bit. I don't
So
Do you need me to disguise your hawk?
No, I think he's safe.
I'll put a little hat on him.
as a perfectly ordinary pedestrian.
You know what? I would really appreciate a little vest.
Right. So how does the hawk work? Doesn't it just, I think it's just a cohort,
He's
right?
a cohort, yeah.
Yeah, so that just means that either he can go do it, in which case you would roll his tier.
He's tier 2.
Yeah. Or you could do it as a group action with him.
That sounds like the better option.
Yeah, the only issue there is you might take some stress from him if he fails, but,
Right.
you know,
It's one stress. I can probably afford that.
right.
Got a 5.
Okay.
And he... Where'd you go? There. Is it gonna roll? We both got a 5.
So you did.
Nice.
All right. So, the Red Sashes, of course, have much territory about the city, but their main headquarters, which is where they've retreated to.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they're still, operating their
Businesses.
other businesses and turf and stuff, but, they've sort of walled up inside their compound, expecting retribution from either you or the Lampblacks. Or maybe there's a funeral inside for my Lara. Who knows? But
Okay. But they're all holed up.
yeah, they're all holed up, and they're in their training facility because they are, a swordsman school technically. Right. And it's a pretty big building that they've got actually in Crow's Foot, and it's fairly nice. It used to be a big manor house.
Okay.
So that's where they're mostly holed up. Yeah, and that's the sort of place where they would take, Aruvian diplomats that show up that want to see where their sons and daughters are receiving their weapons training.
Mm-hmm.
They would show them around this facility, which would impress rich Aruvian nobles.
Would it impress them that they're in the middle of Crow's Nest? Crow's Foot?
I mean, maybe the neighborhood isn't as great as it could be, but
Okay.
There's definitely a legitimate training facility here.
Gotcha.
They obviously don't show the visiting diplomats the drug dens or the child slavery rings or any of that stuff, but they've got a legit facility.
Understood. So that's where they're holding up now.
That is where they're holding up now. And you get, well, I would say, So yeah, there's word on the street.
Effect.
This is your complication for rolling
Yeah.
5. But you get word of the new leader of the Red Sashes.
Okay.
Because Mylera, of course, is obviously no longer leading them.
Sad.
But the
wait.
new leader of the Red Sashes is named Keller Avrothi.
Keller Avrothi. Do I hear anything about him?
Well, he's an old Red Sash. He trained in their school. He ran a bunch of their shit for a long time.
Okay.
But then he went back to Aruvia. But he has recently arrived to take over.
So he's an old guard.
Yeah. And he has apparently, made quite a ruthless name for himself in Aruvia.
Okay.
So, but he is back and he is taking control. And he is also related to Elstera.
Do they get along?
In what way?
Cousin, nephew.
So something distant-ish.
Yeah.
Okay. Was it like a bloody takeover, or did he just walk in?
No. It was completely, I wouldn't even say planned, but it was a peaceful transition.
Okay. Okay.
He's one of their old guards, so, even the new guys were like, ooh, this guy we've heard all the stories about is back.
Right. Okay. Well, I will relay this.
Is it true that you speared 3 people with what,
Right.
that sort of thing?
No, it's not true. It was 4.
It was 4.
Okay, I'll relay that information.
Okay. Well,
I do have an idea.
okay.
What's the idea?
While the attack is going in, why don't we come in through the basement?
Yes.
The old basement trick.
I pull
No
up
one
the
would ever suspect.
casing of a huge bomb. That should blow up any reinforced doors they have down there. And probably shake the pillars.
It could bring the house down, I suppose, but
But it will, at the minimum, open up a way into their basement.
Mm.
And then we can go up and go in. Well, our friends are coming in through the doors. Let them get slaughtered to make the bodies. And we get what we want out of their storage.
okay.
I like it.
Yeah. Me too.
I still hope we get to kill a few.
We'll get a kill of you.
All right, so you guys are doing deception. Your detail is the method of deception. So I'm trying to decide, would that mean that we would start the action when you're trying to deceive people or after you have already deceived people? Because that's really more of an assault.
Blowing our way in, yeah, would be more of an assault.
Well,
So
seriously,
honestly, either one works. It's just, where do we start?
I think it might be actually doing the deception part. Because our plan is not going to work if people aren't attacking the gates.
All right. So are we still using the blue coat uniforms then?
I don't know.
I don't know if it's necessary.
I think it'd be nice just in case,
It could be better. We could use the mini red sashes we have. We blow a kid.
But we're clearly not Aruvian. Like, are all these guys Aruvian?
No, they're not all Aruvian. It's just the school is
Okay.
for Aruvians.
I just wasn't sure
They
how
train
racist,
other
how
people.
racist they were. So
No, they're not. It started out as an Aruvian gang. Obviously, its higher up members are still Aruvian, but they're
That's
just a
fine.
gang.
I
I
can
mean, they recruit whoever.
Okay.
I can get a nice little skin darkener.
Some
That's right.
bronzer.
Not sure
Uh-huh.
I trust that.
Right.
No, it's fine. It's fine. The blood has that kind of. Blood can do that.
I mean, it's not like anybody gets any sun in this world anyway. So,
Right.
Get what?
sun, big ball of fire in the sky. You remember it?
Oh,
No, not really.
No?
No.
Oh, okay,
I don't think I've ever seen it through the smog.
right.
So I said we go in there. We'll let our deceptions go through. We blow a hole into their fortified basements, wearing their sashes. They're not going to completely sure where the explosions come from. We will rock their reinforcements at the basement, shake the building. So we should be able to get in relatively quickly and then be able to persuade and or kill any we see down there that we are part of the gang.
All right. Well, we need to bring, some carts and maybe people along as well.
Oh,
Just
yeah.
to, like, if we're going to be quickly moving things out of their basement.
Well, I say
So,
we
all right.
go in heavy, first of all.
If you're doing deception, I think you would just need to roll the engagement roll and then convince the lamp black somehow.
Right.
Yes.
If you're doing assault, then we can handle all the deception stuff as just acquiring assets. And then just jump right to the bomb explosion. Or whatever might happen in an assault. I don't know.
I still feel like, okay, so the bombs are our way in, but once we're in, we still want to convince them that we're Red Sashes, if possible.
What happens when we run into the red blue coats while
Well,
we're
why do
wearing
you-
our red sashes?
we killed
Yeah,
them.
I thought the plan was to get the lamp blacks and the blue coats to kill
Okay.
Red Sashes.
Yes,
Yeah,
was.
that's
but
true.
we're,
That is the
not-
plan. Let's
we're-
not get ourselves killed, please.
we are
Right.
starting in the basement. I don't. If they run through the gates quickly enough and start invading the building quicker than we can get out of there, yes, that's a problem. But my general thought, it's going to take them a bit to get through the gates.
If we still go in as blue coats, like anyone who sees us and actually manages to get out, still will only point at blue coats. Like none of the fingers will come pointing back at us.
Yeah, we were never
Yeah.
there.
Yeah, I still like the bomb part, but I think the disguise is better for blue coat.
Okay. My general thought is we have plenty of red slash
Sashes?
sashes disguises and no blue coats disguises.
How about we keep the bomb with us and use it to make our getaway?
Now I
We can get
guess
some from.
we can go
from
and
the Rose.
slaughter some blue coats.
We can just get them from LaRose.
Ah. Following your logic, where's the murder in that?
It's when we break into the basement. There's no way there's no guards on their stuff.
We're going in to apprehend them.
We will murder someone. Don't worry.
Ooh, I hope it's me.
Got to be someone you play.
Oh. Eh. Seems somehow
not the
less
same.
thrilling. You know.
I don't actually know where you live now, so
So are we assaulting then? I'm still trying to figure out what you guys are doing.
Well, we're not assaulting. The goal is actually for other people to assault.
We're going in with the assault.
Do you want to roleplay the convincing people to fight for you, or do you want to roleplay the killing the Red Sashes afterwards? Is really, I guess, my question.
probably killing the Red Sashes afterwards. What option's that?
Well, that would be the second, I guess. Because it's a multi-pronged plan,
It is.
and we can start at any prong.
Hey, Miss Shazette Knightley.
Hmm?
Burn. Or something.
Yeah, okay. I'm fine. with the killing.
Okay.
I'm still not sure what plan that is.
So that would be assault. Because the detail there is the point of attack. Whereas the deception is more the method of deception. That
Okay.
you're doing. So, all right. So that means you've actually got to still convince the Lampblacks and I guess the Bluecoats, or just get Bluecoat uniforms.
Right.
So those sound like acquire assets. I'm thinking.
Mm-hmm.
So who is going to do that?
One of
I
us
think
should
you can-
talk.
I think you should acquire some Bluecoats uniforms from your theater friend.
Oh, that's good.
That's true.
You could do that. So in that case, that would be a downtime action. So that'll cost a coin. And it's you roll your cruise tier, but because it's also a downtime action and you're using your contact, plus an extra die.
Yay. So 2 dice.
And you'd have to get Bluecoat uniforms, which are tier 3.
Awesome.
Right.
I don't need to have any. I don't need money.
We can spend the gang's money on this.
Yeah.
All right, so I'm rolling tier plus a die. Five.
Okay. I think that puts you, let's see. That puts you at your tier, which is currently
1. You could spend up that, right?
yes, you can. It'll cost you 2 coin to get up to the level you actually need.
Oh, so expensive. And this is just temporary too.
Yep. Yep.
I want those back.
Okay. Well, we've got them.
Sweet. Now you'll have Bluecoat uniforms.
Huzzah.
You've got cool. I don't. What are those British kind of bobby hats?
Mm-hmm.
You probably got some cool nightsticks you can swing
Right.
around and
Always wanted one of these.
kind of cool. Yeah. All right. So the other step is to get the Lampblacks involved.
Let's send Timothy.
I mean, that would be my suggestion, except that Boz hates Timothy.
Hates him? Yeah, I know. Yeah.
So
I'm thinking I go to Henner for that.
Henner's dead, I believe.
Is he?
If Henner's the person I'm thinking of.
Well,
Who's Henner?
I'm gonna have to take him out of my notes then.
Who's Henner?
Well, let me double check.
Who's Henner?
He's the Lampblack thug that helped us pack the cart full of medical equipment.
Yeah, I believe
dead.
he was killed.
Yeah, he is dead. He was murdered for failing.
Yeah. Okay.
He wasn't really murdered for failing. He was murdered for helping you steal stuff from his own gang.
For aiding the enemy.
Mhm.
Who? Do I know any of the other people in his crew?
He wasn't even sleeping with anybody. That's
I know.
really upsetting.
There was no benefit.
None. Not really. No.
Although that was a great heist.
I mean, it was a pretty good one, right? I mean, he helped you
Yeah.
load up.
They helped us load up their own stuff. You can't really beat that.
No. They actually unloaded it and then loaded it up correctly.
Mm-hmm.
That was pretty awesome.
Pretty great. Especially after that almost went to crap. When Edlin took off down the dock.
Giggling. As he's
Okay.
wont to do.
So I will visit Harker in jail and see if he knows any contacts in the Lamp Blacks. See if he can arrange a meeting for me
He knows lots of Lamp Blacks.
under like a cover identity. Actually, no, I can give him the information. He can pass it on to the Lamp Black gangs there in jail.
Yeah, that's probably safer. So okay, that sounds fine.
that.
The Lamp Blacks are tier 2. So if you want to lay out some bribes and get that set up, you can do that.
Okay.
It'll cost 1 coin. And then you'll need to roll your crew tier, but since you are involving your contact, you'll get an extra die.
Can I only take money out of stash when it's downtime, or can I do that?
You can
on the
never
clock?
take money out of stash. Well, that's not true.
You can take money out of stash, but it's 2 for 1.
It's
if you
2 for
take it
1
out.
coin. Yeah.
You want to spend the gang's coin if you can.
Okay, we've still got coin left. We could potentially make a whole bunch of coin to replace it.
Potentially.
Ah,
Yeah.
okay. Do. Okay, so what do I roll and where?
It is tier. It's the gang's tier. So somewhere on the gang sheet is a place to do that.
It's in the
The top little bar with the rep and everything. If you just
where
hover
it shows
tier.
rep and hold on the right side of his tier.
And then you'll get a bonus die as well. Same thing.
Got a 5.
So that'll be an additional coin to do that.
Do.
You need to get up to tier
These
1.
guys better be loaded.
We've been bleeding our money reserves.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, that's what happens when you go to war. It's never profitable.
Exactly.
It is when you sell weapons.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but that's not the people going to war.
No, they're the people that are encouraging.
Right. The people actually going to war do not make money.
Actually, we are the people encouraging war.
Well, yeah, that's true.
But
That's true.
How are we not making money off of this?
we suck at this.
We're terrible.
Because we're in war. Yeah.
Because we're not selling weapons.
Right.
Right. All right, cool. So yes, you've got blue coats, you've got uniforms, you've got some lamp blacks about to attack some red sashes as a diversion.
And some blue coats about to rough up some red
Right.
sashes.
Great. So it's time for the engagement roll.
Let's do this.
Everybody's favorite. Who's rolling?
Yay.
Why don't you go ahead there, Bond?
Okay.
So also, what load are people taking?
I say heavy. We're going through the sewers.
Yeah, we're
And
going
it-
through the sewers and we're dressed as blue coats. So how
So
our
if-
standard blue coat should look.
Well, a standard blue coat is not heavy,
Well, a blue coat that's
If they're going on a raid?
moving into
But-
raid.
but a blue coat going on a raid, yeah, they probably are. So,
Okay.
Uh,
Well, that
I
heavy
get
sounds good then.
8. 8.
8.
I don't even know what I would do with 8.
I'd be carrying so
Well.
many bombs.
Well, there's this heavy armor here.
So, all right. It's engage. It's a fortune roll, so that's 1 die. I think there's actually an engagement button on the crew sheet. So you get 1 die for sheer luck. Is this operation particularly bold or daring?
It's pretty It's pretty bold. We're starting like a 4-way fight here
Yeah, because the spirit wardens are going to show up,
to take things out of their basement
and
and destroy them at the same time.
yes, we want them destroyed. This is a pretty bold move.
All right. So that is +1 die. Is this operation overly complex or contingent on many factors?
It is kind of contingent on many
kind of
factors.
is.
Yes.
I mean, there are 4 factions involved.
Right.
It does seem like
There are
that.
many factors. A lot of things could be weird about this.
Yeah.
So that is a -1 die.
Okay.
Does the plan's detail expose a vulnerability of the target or hit them where they're weakest? No.
Well, I don't know. It's hitting their people. We're expecting their headquarters to be not as staffed because we've already taken a bunch of their people down.
I mean, that's true, but they're also been retreating to their headquarters. So the majority of them are there.
Right.
Okay.
What about the law? We've got the law on our side when we attack them. So would that count as hitting them where they're weak?
That's a good.
That's good.
It is. We're bringing a lot to bear on them.
Yeah, I don't think they're actually weak at that because they do have like nobles and shit on their side in the
With Ostara and all that.
right.
Okay.
Well, I'm thinking. I mean, yeah, obviously you are hitting them with cops, and that's never good. But at the same time, they could potentially weasel their way out of it with good lawyers, which they
With
might be
good
able
lawyers. But the first time one of them hits back, I mean, it's going to be a cop riot.
to get.
It's true. And it's also, another gang.
Don't worry. This is what we'll do. We'll find out where they have the children laborers, and I'll throw a grenade in there. So they've killed kids in their headquarters.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
So it's
Worst comes to
exposing-
worst, I can get one of them to punch me in the face, and I look like a cop right now.
Right.
So if it's exposing a vulnerability to the target, I don't think it is because, I mean, you are attacking them, you are assaulting them, and that is actually what they are best at,
Right.
is fighting.
Okay.
It's kind of what they do. And you're not hitting them where they're weakest because it's their headquarters.
No, I agree. I mean,
Okay.
So yeah, you don't get the die for that. But is the target strongest against this approach, or do they have particular defenses or special preparations? Yeah, they do. So that's -1 die.
awesome. We're at 0 dice.
Can any of your friends or contacts provide aid or insight?
I think they did already. That's how we got blue coat uniforms.
I was about to say, also LaRose, was obviously helping. So that's an extra die.
Oh, we're at positive dice.
Are any enemies or rivals interfering in the operation?
Interfering as in
only,
helping?
only the ones we invited.
I know. It kind of depends on how you define interfering, doesn't it? Because
Interfering generally means that we did not invite it.
are you talking, Jim, or no?
I'm back. Sorry.
Mhm.
Okay, I just saw your lips moving and I couldn't.
I
hear
never knew
I
you
got
left.
concerned. So yeah, I don't think they're interfering necessarily.
No, I mean, if there's another faction out there we don't know about, then sure.
Right,
but I don't think the
right.
Lamplax are.
No, that's what I was talking about was the Lamplax. But yeah, they're not really interfering. They're sort of helping. So
Mhm.
Just not intentionally. So
yeah.
Do we get negative dice for them?
No.
I like it. Let's do that. Negative dice.
Yeah. So then we've got to consider a lower tier target or a higher tier target, but I honestly think because you're involving the blue coats and the lamplax, it kind of all evens out.
Okay.
So yeah.
All right. It's 1 die then.
Now is that your die for the successful infiltration? Did you consider that one?
No, with the infiltration, we'd have 2 dice.
Yeah. Because you are wearing blue coat uniforms, so
We
I
are.
think that sort of counts.
Okay, so 2 dice. Engagement is somewhere. There it is. Number of dice.
Oh,
Whoa.
nice.
That's a crit.
Nice.
Nice.
Crit.
That's a
It is a
crit.
crit. What happens on a crit?
Like a boss.
I'm glad I
You
had
making
to
all the
roll
rolls.
Me too.
Nice. So the book says that you've already overcome the first obstacle, and you're in a controlled position for what's next.
Sweet.
So that's the best engagement roll you've gotten.
Yes, it is.
We assume operational command.
That's right.
Right.
Operation Kill the Red Sashes is a go.
And it's going well.
And so far, it's going smoothly.
Right. All right. So let's take our second break there, and we'll pick up in your cool controlled position.
All right.
Okay,
Awesome.
break now.